Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 4, please raise your cards. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 4 has passed. Article 5, to see what sum of money, if any, the town will vote to raise and appropriate for town office administration. There's quite a list, and unless anybody wants me to read it to you, I will say that the amount of $801,537 has been recommended by both the Select Board and the Budget Committee. What's your pleasure with Article 5? Could you repeat the amount again just for me? Thank you. Do I have a second regarding that motion? Okay. Article 5 has been moved at $801,537. Are there any discussion or debate? Questions? Okay. Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 5 at $801,537, raise your card. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 5 has passed. Article 6, to see what sum of money, if any, the town will vote to raise and appropriate for the Select Board / assessors. The amount of $170,249 is recommended by the Select Board and the Budget Committee. Could I have a motion regarding Article 6? Article 6 has been moved and seconded with the amount of $170,249. Is there any question, comment, concern regarding Article 6? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 6, please raise your card. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 6 has passed. Article 7, to see what sum of money, if any, the town will vote to raise and appropriate for the Planning Department. The Select Board and the Budget Committee recommend $238,492. Could I have a motion regarding Article 7? Okay, we have a motion and a second for Article 7 in the amount of $238,492. Any discussion, questions? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 7, please raise your cards. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 7 has passed. Article 8, to see what sum of money, if any, the town will vote to raise and appropriate for Public Safety Fire Department. The amount recommended by the Select Board and the Budget Committee is $427,394. Could I have a motion regarding Article 8? Second. Any questions regarding Article 8? Yes, ma'am.
This budget was built in January, and since January, the price of two big things have changed for the town of St. George. One is the price of fuel, and the second is we have final numbers for dispatch from the county of Knox. So in Article 8, the fire department, we in the Budget Committee and the Select Board agree that the line for fuel should raise from $45,500 to $68,411, bringing the total for Article 8. Dispatch. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Dispatch raises from $45,500 to $68,411, bringing the increase for Article 8 to a total of $452,805.
Are you seeking to amend the motion
I
on
am
the floor?
seeking to amend the article.
Okay. And the amendment has been seconded. So we'll have discussion on the amendment at the increases that the lady explained to go to $452,805. We will vote on the amendment which will change the original amount, and then we'll vote again on Article 8. Just so everybody's clear. Yes, sir.
This is not the heating fuel. This is fuel for trucks. Nope. It's fuel for trucks and dispatch. So the fuel line would increase from 5,000 to 7,500. The dispatch line would increase from 45,500 to 68,411.
Did everyone understand the question or hear the question and the response? Does anybody need to repeat it? Let's ask that way. Okay. Are there any other questions or concerns regarding the amendment? Yes, ma'am. That would be preferable to the folks that may watch this in the future.
I guess I'd like an explanation for why it increased so much, the dispatch. And I noticed the same amount of 45,500 is under EMS. And is that going to also raise to 68,000?
Is there someone here that can answer that question?
So the first question, it is going to raise. Well, then my question would be, it's two separate prices for the same dispatch? Yeah. Okay, excellent. And the reason for the increase?
The county's budget was frozen because they didn't have enough for a quorum to make a vote, and so they were operating off the previous year's budget. Now that they are able to put together a new budget, you see a jump of multiple years coming in all at once with what is supposed to be an increase in service as well. And so this is a fee for service from the county that we don't have a ton of leverage or say over.
Is dispatch actually happening in Knox County now, or is it still in Waldo?
Dispatch is happening in Knox County.
Other questions, comments? Okay, again, so what we'll be voting on the first time is to amend the amount of money that the article will be considered. So we're looking for the amendment to increase the amount to $452,805. We will then vote again and have any other discussion on the original motion should you choose to amend it. Is that confusing enough for everybody? Is everybody good with that? Okay. Those in favor of the amendment, $452,805 for public safety fire, please raise your cards. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 8 is now before you with an amended amount of $452,805. Any further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor of Article 8 with the amount of $452,805, please raise your card. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. The article has passed. Article 9, to see what sum of money, if any, the town will vote to raise and appropriate for public safety EMS department. When this warrant was put together, the select board and the budget committee recommended $1,104,851. If somebody wants to make a motion for a different amount, that's acceptable. Yes, sir.
I'd like to move to increase the fuel line item from 5,000 to 7,500, and our dispatch to the same from 45,500 to 68,411, bringing the total for Article 9 to $1,130,262.
Have a motion for Article 9 at $1,130,262. And several seconds. Any questions regarding Article 9 and the amount of monies being sought? Okay. If there are no questions, all those in favor of Article 9 in the amount of $1,130,262, please raise your cards. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 9 has passed. Article 10, to see what sum of money, if any, the town will vote to raise and appropriate for public safety animal control. The amount of $10,899 is recommended by both the Select Board and the Budget Committee. Could I have a motion regarding Article 10? Article 10, could you put an amount with that? $10,899 in the second. Thank you. Any questions or comments regarding Article 10, animal control? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 10 in the amount of $10,000, please raise your cards. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 10 has passed. Article 11, to see what sum of money, if any, the town will vote to raise and appropriate for public works, roads, and property management. The Select Board and the Budget Committee recommended $1,145,625, and somebody stepping forward with a motion.
Again, we are suggesting an amended amount. The Budget Committee and the Select Board recommended to increase the cost for fuel from 7,500 to 11,500, bringing the total to $1,149,625.
Have a motion to approve this article in the amount of $1,149,625. Is there a second? Several, thank you. Are there questions or comments regarding Article, whatever we're on now, 11? Thank you. Yes, sir.
This is adding a second position to the department. The way to differentiate between the two is one primary focus will be on roads. We've fallen behind on our road plan over the last 4+ years, and so there's a lot of work to catch up on in terms of roadside cutting, surveying the roads and their condition. We've also taken on additional town-owned properties, and so having a person that can be solely dedicated to property maintenance and one solely to roads in its ideal format. There are going to be many times where there's going to be cross-department help. This property maintenance technician would be able to help the harbor master put floats in and out, provide additional help to other properties around town, ball fields, parks, whatever it may be. Here, you can pass.
You won't have to shout.
I'm just saying that I feel that the current technician does not need a helper. I think that his time could be better managed and he could handle that and deal with that. I feel right now with everything going on, the price of fuel, as people have been getting up, sand's gone up. The price of pavement's gone up because of fuel. I just feel that right now this is not a time to add a technician that I just feel is not needed. I feel that our current technician should be able to handle what's going on if his time's managed right. That's how I feel.
Other questions, comments? Anybody wish to offer an amendment to the amount suggested, or we just?
I would add one piece first, that this adding more help to this department was outlined in the comprehensive plan. So that's where it was born out of. But I will pass the mic down.
Should have a room. I realized I helped build the comprehensive plan back in when we did it. The comprehensive plan is a plan. It's rules, or I shouldn't say rules, but it's a plan for the town moving forward. But you can deviate from that plan. And I feel right now this is not the time to add another $50-something thousand position to the town. Whatever I have to do, I'll make the amendment to eliminate that out of that bottom line. The motion to eliminate that fee out of the bottom line. And so, yeah, I'll make that motion.
I think we can do the math if you can tell us which
I
the
can
amount
do
of
the
money
math.
you wish to reduce
Well,
that
whichever's
by.
the new position. There's two then. I'm not sure what Stevie's. So the 53,000 would be eliminated out of the bottom line.
Okay. So we have a motion to reduce the amount from $1,149,625 by 53,000, and I should be able to do that in my head, but I'm not sure I can.
Don't ask me.
I believe that's $1,096,625. Is there a second to that motion? And I have a second in the back. Are there discussions about that motion? Yes, sir.
Jane and Brandon can certainly elaborate on this, but this is a position that was added again, as we were saying, from the comprehensive plan, but also from months of budgeting discussions with each department. And the fact that we have department heads and people that are administrative positions going out and cleaning toilets at the landing and doing other jobs that are not maintenance roles are taking away from the leadership roles from the positions that they're actually charged with doing. So adding the second position is very necessary. And again, Brandon, I think, or Jane can, I think, elaborate on this a little bit, but this is not something that was just thrown in willy-nilly or not taken lightly by the budget committee and the select board in months of discussion. But I appreciate that you read it in your first minute on the select board.
Yes, ma'am.
Randy, with all due respect, you know I try to agree with you as often as possible. However, on this case, I just want to say I think that both the board and the budget planning committee, I do trust that they do their homework very carefully. And I know you've not had a chance to really study this well yet, so I'm just going to say that I would recommend moving forward with this position, and I hope we can pass it. Thanks.
Other questions or comments? Yes, ma'am.
Just a clarification on the new position. The new position would not only assist in public works and roads, but also in other duties that might be related, things that would need to be done. So there's a jack of all trades, an emergency happens with the ball field being flooded or something. Is the idea that this gives the town an additional person to call out, so you're not paying per diem or hiring someone from outside to do some kind of job? Thank you.
Other questions?
Can I respond to that?
Yes, sir.
I understand that, but calling people out is actually, I hate to say it, but sometimes it's a lot cheaper to call someone and say, the ball field's flooded, we need to do it. We're not paying health insurance, we're not paying, so we're saving money there. I mean, there's other things in this line here too that I've always had a sore spot about, but we'll keep that to myself. But anyway, I feel that just hiring out is cheaper sometimes in the long run than having an employee. And like I said, I'll say it again, is I feel that the technician we have right now is capable of doing a lot of this. I think, just mowing grass all summer, he doesn't have time to do other things too. Anyway, I'll keep it to myself.
All right, are there other questions? Steve?
I think we're still a small town.
Oh, use the mic,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we are. Okay. There we go. Deep voice. So I think we're still a small town, but having a one-person public works department, a very dedicated, capable person, is great. But I think two is not going over the top. I think it's a very we deserve to have two people doing this, and I think I'm totally in favor of defeating the amendment and keeping that new position that our town manager has proposed.
I wanted to ask a clarifying question. Would the new maintenance person be in charge of like ball field maintenance? I know last year I asked a few times about having the Little League fence set up, and other folks did too. So I think there's a few things on the ball field that could be improved, that if we had a maintenance person, it would be really helpful for the kids to have the best opportunities for having their Little League home run derby if they were able to hit one over the fence, as well as the mound. I know had some repairs that needed to be done as well.
The primary responsibility of ball field maintenance would remain with the Parks and Rec director, but it would allow something like putting up an outfield fence to happen in a much more timely manner, if the director's trying to get schedules out or whatever it may be. So it would certainly help with those projects. The primary responsibility would remain with the Parks and Rec director.
Other questions, comments? What you will be voting on momentarily is the amended amount, which will change the initial. So if you're in favor of the $53,000 reduction, you will vote yes. If you're opposed to that, you will vote no. And that amendment amount will change the article to $1,096,625. Is there anyone that does not understand what they'll be voting on? Yes, sir. You're voting at this point only on the reduction from your initial motion. Your initial motion was for a greater amount of money. If this motion to amend fails, we'll revert back to the original motion, which is what you made, and we'll start the process again. Does everybody understand? So the question is, do you wish to, those in favor of amending this article to $1,096,625, please raise your cards. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. The motion to amend fails. You now have before you the original motion that was $1,149,625. If we can have some discussion. Yes, sir. Come right up.
What about my original amendment to increase the cost for fuel?
That includes your, I believe.
So you had the $1,149,625?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. No worries. I think we're all friends here. Does anybody have any questions or comments regarding the motion before you, which is the amount for public work, roads, and property management of $1,149,625? Seeing none, all those in favor of the article with that amount, please raise your card. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 11 passes. Article 12, to see what sum of money, if any, the town will vote to raise and appropriate for Public Works solid waste. The Select Board and the Budget Committee had recommended $723,523, and I believe somebody may seek to move something different.
The Budget Committee and the Select Board would like to increase the fuel line from $7,500 to $11,500, bringing the total to $727,523.
And that's your motion,
That's my
727,523.
motion.
Do I have a second to that motion? Second. Was everyone able to hear the motion that was made? Does anyone have any questions regarding Public Works solid waste? Yes, sir.
This is really just a question about the overall fuel increases. And it would help me understand or vote for them if I knew where the revenues were coming or the savings were that would be paying for the additional fuel costs we're voting on tonight.
There is not increased budgeted revenue to offset the increase in fuel prices. From the tax commitment.
Everyone hear the question and hear the response? Are there other questions? Seeing none, you have before you Article 12 in the amount of $727,523. All those in favor, please raise your card. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 12 has passed. Article 13, to see what sum of money, if any, the town will vote to raise and appropriate for general assistance. The Select Board and the Budget Committee both recommend $2,500. Could I have a motion regarding Article 13? Thank you. Do I have a second? Couple seconds. Thank you. Any questions or comments regarding Article 13? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 13, please raise your card. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 13 has passed. Article 14, to see what sum of money, if any, the town will vote to raise and appropriate for social and community services. The Select Board and Budget Committee are recommending a total of $125,015. Could I have a motion regarding Article 14, please? Article 14 has been moved in the amount of $125,015. Thank you. Is there a second? And a second. Thank you. Any questions regarding Article 14? Yes, ma'am.
Hi there. I know I'm a little bit late to this discussion. Sorry, Susie. But I truly object to providing Spectrum Generations with $3,638 in funding when they do absolutely nothing for this town or any town in Knox County. That number is derived from a formula that they use, and it's not based on any services they provide to this town, so I am opposed to it. I'd actually like to move that $3,638 be removed from this line. Thank you, sir.
We have an offer of an amendment to reduce the amount by $3,638. Is there a second to that motion? Several. Thank you. We'll now have discussion regarding the change or the possible deletion of $3,638 from this article. Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns? the question's asked, could somebody explain what Spectrum Generations does?
But just so people know, Spectrum Generations is our area agency on aging for this region. There's federal money that goes to every region in the country for these area agencies on aging. But I was hoping, since personally I called them once and no one ever called me back, I was curious to hear whether anyone in the room had had a positive experience with them, or whether Ann is correct and we should be spending our money elsewhere.
Can anybody offer a defense or anything?
Jane is absolutely correct. Spectrum Generation is the area agency on aging. It includes several counties in addition to Knox County, such as Lincoln, Saginaw, and I believe Kennebec. There is no presence here in Knox County. They're supposed to be providing services for our seniors. In other places, there are such things as Maine, where people will volunteer to help seniors with their income tax forms so that they can receive funding from the state and perhaps from the federal government in return for things like property tax fairness credit and other things that if you file your taxes, you can receive cash back for that. Other places have other services. There are no services in Knox County. I have yet to find anybody who receives services in Knox County. And years ago, when I first ran for this for representative, I was approached by the folks who run Meals on Wheels here in Knox County, and they were being penalized for not having a wait list for Meals on Wheels. Other places had wait lists, and so they were given additional funding so that they could improve the wait list, reduce the wait list. There was none in Knox County, and yet they were given no additional funding, and they're still not given additional funding. So this is just something I've been thinking about for a while, and I've decided I've had enough. So thank you.
I have another comment, which is not specific to this number, but specific to the requests that the Budget Committee and the Select Board receive from nonprofits in our area. And we are in the process of developing a more standardized process so that we will be requesting the same information from each applicant and having them explain what services they provide in St. George. So that decision was made, and that is in the process of happening, but has not yet been implemented. So people should be aware of that.
Yes, ma'am.
I was just curious if anyone knows the history of how we got to that number and giving to them. The only knowledge that I have of Spectrum Generations is similar to Jane's and very frustrating. I'm a clinical social worker in this area and have used the Area Agency on Aging in other states. It could be a great benefit to our community, but for some reason it is not. They used to have an office in Camden near the Rennies, and it's not staffed very much. I went for a training to become a Medicare educator, volunteer for people going through the process to sign up for Medicare coverage. And anyway, it was a long process, but I think that if we took the money away and then talk to Spectrum Generations about doing something in St. George at our library, I would be happy to help see what services we could actually bring to our community.
To answer your first question, the number was outlined in their annual appeal. Ms. Matlack referenced a formula that they used to arrive at that number. And so the numbers that are outlined in here were the specific requests that were made from agencies.
Other questions or comments? Okay, seeing no further questions, what you will be voting on is to amend the article from $125,015 to, if I've done the math right, $121,377. And then if the amendment passes, we'll vote again. We'll go back and have more discussion possibly on the entirety of Article 14. If the amendment fails, we'll go back to the original motion for Article 14. Does everyone understand? Is there anyone that doesn't understand what we'll be voting on? Okay. All those in favor of the amendment to change the amount to $121,377, please raise your cards. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 14 has been amended and is now before the voters in the amount of $121,377. Is there any additional discussion regarding the article? Seeing none, all those in favor of the article at $121,377? Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. The article has passed. Article 15, to see what sum of money, if any, the town will vote to raise and appropriate for parks and recreation. The Select Board and Budget Committee recommend $184,262. Could I have a motion regarding Article 15? I have a motion in the amount of $184,262. Is there a second? And a second. Any discussion regarding Article 15? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 15 in the amount of $184,262? Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 15 has passed. Article 16, to see what sum of money, if any, the town will vote to raise and appropriate for harbors. The Select Board and Budget Committee had recommended $285,720, and I see someone stepping forward to move something.
Yes, the Budget Committee and Select Board recommend increasing the fuel line from $1,200 to $1,800, increasing the total to $286,320.
Now have a motion for 16 at $286,320. Do I have a second? And a second. Thank you. Any discussion regarding the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 16 in the amount of $286,320, please raise your card. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. The article has passed. Article 17, to see what sum of money, if any, the town will vote to raise and appropriate for unclassified accounts. The amount recommended by the Select Board and Budget Committee had been $151,484, and I see someone waiting to make a motion.
Yes, sir. The Budget Committee and the Select Board recommend that the line for fuel increases from $55,000 to $68,500, bringing the total for this article to $164,984.
I have a motion in the amount of $164,984. Is there a second? Several seconds. Thank you. Any discussion regarding the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 17 in the amount of $164,984, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. Just trying to keep you all awake. Thank you. Article 18, to see if the town will vote to appropriate the sum of $1,825,327 from the estimated revenues to be used to reduce the total commitment for the fiscal year 2026-2027. That amount has been recommended by both the Select Board and the Budget Committee. Could I have a motion, please?
And I just want to point out that the people that have stood at this mic making these motions are all members of the Budget Committee. So with our thanks to them. I want to increase the fuel reimbursement line from $55,000 to $68,500, bringing the the total for Article 18 to $1,838,827.
Do I have a second to that motion? Thank you, sir. Have any questions or comments regarding Article 18 and the motion before you?
This increased revenue offsets the last fuel increase in Article 17. So essentially, Article 17, it's what it costs to fill up our tanks that are over at the transfer station. The increased revenue is what we will now be receiving in revenue by people, the town, the school, contractors purchasing fuel from the said tanks.
Everybody understand that? Anybody have any other questions, comments, concerns regarding Article 18? Seeing none, those in favor of Article 18, the amount of $1,838,827, please raise your cards. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. The article has passed. Article 19, to see what sum the town will vote to appropriate from overlay to pay for tax abatements and any interest due thereon. The Select Board and Budget Committee are recommending $10,000. Could I have a motion regarding Article 19? Article 19 has been moved and seconded for $10,000. Any questions or comments regarding Article 19? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 19, please raise your hand. Give me a card. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 19 has passed. Article 20, to see if the town will vote to authorize the Select Board to transfer funds up to $50,000 with the 2026-2027 in order to cover line item overdrafts. The article is recommended by both the Select Board and the Budget Committee. Do I have a motion? Article 20 has been moved and seconded. Thank you. Are there any questions regarding Article 20? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 20 is read. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 20 has passed. Article 21, to see if the town will vote to accept the various federal and state reimbursements and grants, such as municipal revenue sharing funds, tree growth reimbursement, veterans tax exemption reimbursement, snowmobile registration refund, general assistance reimbursement, state park fee sharing, state property tax relief, landfill closure cost reimbursement, and small community grant program as provided by the state legislature to the town for the fiscal year 26-27. Any discussion regarding the motion before you? Seeing none, all in favor of Article 21, please raise your card. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 21 has passed. Article 22, to see if the town will vote to authorize the Select Board on behalf of the town to sell and dispose of real estate acquired by the town for non-payment of taxes or foreclosure of tax liens, and to execute quitclaim deeds for the same, except that the municipal officers shall use the special sale process required by Title 36 of the Maine State MRS Section 943-C for qualifying homestead property if they choose to sell it to anyone other than the former owner. Could I have a motion regarding Article 22? Moved and seconded as written. Is there any questions or comments regarding Article 22? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 22, please raise your card. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 22 has passed. Article 23, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board on behalf of the town to sell and dispose of personal property owned by the town. Could I have a motion regarding Article 23? Been moved and seconded. Thank you. Any questions regarding Article 23? No? All those in favor, please raise your card. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 23 has passed. Article 24, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to carry forward and lapse certain municipal budget balances as of June 30th, 2026. I have a motion to approve that in the second. Any questions or comments regarding that article? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 24, please raise your card. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 24 has passed. Article 25, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to spend funds up to 15% of the unassigned fund balance as of the end of the most recent fiscal year to cover the cost of vital supplies, equipment, and other items found lacking and needed for the protection of health, life, and property during a proclaimed emergency. Article 25 has been moved. Is there a second? Several? All those in favor? Whoops. Any questions or comments? Don't get ahead of myself. Seeing none, all those in favor, please raise your card. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 25 has passed. Article 26, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board, in its discretion as to reasonable terms, to enter into multi-year contracts. Said contracts shall not exceed 3 years in duration. Could I have a motion regarding Article 26? Thank you. Do I have a second? Several. Thank you. Any questions regarding Article? Yes, ma'am. Could someone describe what those contracts might be?
Some of those contracts are like our winter roads contract, so plowing and salt and sand. Others are leases with town-owned property. Those are really only the multi-year contracts that we are involved in.
Are there other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 26, please raise your card. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 26 has passed. Article 27, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board, in collaboration with the cemetery committee, to adopt policies, procedures, and set prices regarding the operation of the town-owned seaside cemetery. Could I have a motion regarding Article 27? We have a motion for the article and a second. Are there questions or comments regarding Article 27? Not, all those in favor, please raise your card. Thank you. Those opposed? Thank you. Article 27 is passed. That is all that's on the warrant. The only other consideration would be a motion to adjourn. And a second. Non-debatable. All those in favor, please indicate by getting up and going home. Motion passes. Thank you. You're another year closer.